Economics is often described as the study of how people make choices when resources are limited. Our wants can be endless, but time, money, and materials are not. The job of economics is to understand how people deal with that gap. Traditional economics assumes people make careful, logical decisions. Behavioral economics says that assumption is wrong. People regularly act in irrational ways, and this isn't a flaw or a rare exception. It's the norm. Mainstream economic theory, especially in the US, treats people like thinking machines. Given enough information, we are supposed to calmly weigh costs and benefits, avoid unnecessary risk, and choose what's best for us. This idea of the rational consumer is the foundation for models of supply and demand, taxes, inflation, and business cycles. Behavioral economics challenges this picture. It grew out of work by psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, especially their 1979 paper on decision-making under risk. Through experiments, they showed that real people often ignore logic, misunderstand probabilities, and make choices that clearly go against their own interests. The key insight wasn't just that people behave irrationally, but that they do so in consistent, predictable ways. One of the best-known popularizers of these ideas is MIT professor Dan Ariely. In his book, Predictably Irrational, he shows how our mistakes follow patterns that marketers, companies, and institutions know how to exploit. Why bad deals suddenly look good. Ariely opens his book with a strange subscription offer from The Economist. 1. Online version plus archive access, $59. 2. Print version only, $125. 3. Print plus online plus archive, $125. The middle option made no sense. Why pay the same price and get less? Ariely suspected it was a trick, and tested it on his students. When all three options were offered, almost everyone chose the most expensive one. When the useless middle option was removed, most people suddenly switched to the cheap option. Nothing about the products changed. Only the comparison did. Traditional economics can't explain this. Behavioral economics can. The pointless middle option worked as a decoy, making the expensive choice look like a bargain. This tactic is everywhere: travel packages, electronics, restaurant menus. The goal isn't to sell you the middle option, it's to push you toward the one the seller wants. Getting stuck with our choice. Another common pattern Ariely describes is what he calls arbitrary coherence. Once we make a choice, often by accident, we tend to stick with it and build future decisions around it, even when it hurts us. Take coffee. Starbucks charges much more than Dunkin'. Many people drink Dunkin' for years without complaints. But if someone randomly buys Starbucks once, they often keep going back. Over time, the higher price starts to feel normal, and they may even move to more expensive drinks. The choice locks in the rest. This matters for public policy too. For example, raising gas taxes may reduce fuel use at first. But over time, people adapt. The new price becomes the baseline, and consumption creeps back up. The long-term effect is usually much smaller than standard economic models predict. The same logic applies to essentials like electricity, healthcare, or education. People adjust, even to bad deals. The power of free. Few words are as powerful as free. A store offering free delivery can push people to buy furniture they don't really need. The appeal isn't the savings, it's the emotional pull of getting something for nothing. Ariely tested this with chocolate. On day 1, customers could buy a high-end Lindt truffle for 15 cents. Or a Hershey's Kiss for 1 cent. Most people chose the truffle. On day 2. Lindt truffle, 14 cents. Hershey's Kiss, free. The price difference was exactly the same. But now most people chose the free candy. From a rational point of view, this makes no sense. From a psychological one, it makes perfect sense. Free feels special. Our brains treat it differently. Behavioral economics also shows that people don't live only by market logic. Social norms matter, and mixing the two systems often backfires. Giving a host a gift after dinner is polite. Giving them cash is offensive. The value doesn't matter, the rules do. A real example comes from an Israeli daycare. Parents often picked up their kids late. The daycare introduced fines to fix the problem. Instead of improving, lateness increased. Why? The fine turned a social obligation into a paid service. Parents stopped feeling guilty. When the fines were later removed, behavior didn't improve. The social norm was already gone. In one experiment, students tasted 2 beers. One had a small amount of vinegar added. Those who didn't know preferred the vinegar beer. Those warned in advance hated it. Those told only after tasting still liked it. Information didn't change the drink. It changed expectations, and expectations changed experience. Classic economics treats information as neutral. Behavioral economics shows it isn't. Timing and framing matter. So, what behavioral economics is really saying? Traditional economics assumes people can learn from mistakes and slowly become more rational. Behavioral economics says this is mostly wishful thinking. Irrational behavior is built into how we think. It's not random. It's predictable. That doesn't mean people are hopeless. It means policies and systems should work with human psychology, not against it. One success story comes from retirement savings. Many Americans don't save enough, not because they don't care, but because the decision feels painful. Companies that automatically enrolled workers in retirement plans, and tied contributions to future raises, saw savings rates jump dramatically. People are much more willing to give up money they don't have yet. Behavioral economics doesn't see people as stupid. It sees them as human. The rational economic man never really existed. But once we accept that, we can design better systems, ones that reduce harm instead of pretending it won't happen. That realism, not blind optimism, is its real strength. Thanks for listening. If you think this was useful, hit like and subscribe.